Hey there, and welcome back to This Is Your Time. I'm ChaChanna, your Sunshine Soul Navigator, and I am super excited for 2025. This podcast is an extension of my business, Light Your Own Path, which I have been evolving and changing over time. And when I began Light Your Own Path, it was really just a name I came up with as I was transitioning from Tarot by ChaChanna. That was my first, well, one of my first spiritual business, we'll say. And I was doing tarot cards. But over time, this message has truly begun to resonate with me, especially recently. Light Your Own Path is about forging your own path of what you want to see in life. It's about allowing yourself to be fully you, doing what makes your heart happy. It's about forming your own opinions and perspectives and intentionally designing the life you want for yourself, while also acknowledging that you are free to change your mind at any time. This is your life, your path, your journey, your time. And here on this podcast, this is your time to allow yourself to take a break, to be entertained, because you're going to be entertained, um, to get clarity, to relax and release and be inspired to find the things that make you happy, whole, and joyful, and do more of that. So, what is going to happen with this podcast in 2025? I am retooling, redesigning how I am thinking about this podcast. First, it's going to be weekly. So you'll be able to hear my melodious voice in your ear every week. And we're just going to have fun with it. I'm going to do the things that I find happy and joyful. And that may include doing intuitive messages, which you guys seem to really like. So I'm going to continue doing that because I actually enjoy doing that as well. There's going to be storytelling. I also write stories and just whatever else I find interesting. My hope is that as I am sharing the things that are lighting me up, you will discover what lights you up and then go and do that, all of it. And this is going to be so much fun. So it is the top of 2025. And it's time of year where this time of year is when people have their goals, right? They're declaring their New Year's resolutions, their New Year, New Me goals. And I have been working on mine since last year. I am on a journey to 50. I want to be in the best shape of my life by the time I am 50. And I want to have that already established. I want to have an already established, healthy self-care habits going into 50. And I'm not going to wait until I'm 49 to get this journey going. I'm starting right now. I started, we'll say 4 months ago in September, but I'm keeping it going. And my first goal was that it was going to be fit by 50, with me working towards having a toned, healthy body. And currently, I am going to the gym 4 days a week, doing strength training for 2 days and cardio for 2 days. And then I do Pilates off and on. So I got the workout part down. And let me tell you something. I am extremely proud of myself because Tuesday through Friday, I am in that gym. I go during my lunch break, and I have been going consistently since September. Like whether I want to or not, I am there and I am pushing and I'm working. I definitely feel myself feeling much stronger than before. The part that I'm struggling with a bit is the eating part. Well, I am an emotional eater. I eat when I'm bored. I eat when I'm happy. I eat when I'm sad. I eat when I'm feeling anxious. I eat when I want to reward myself. And it's really working on reining that in. So I have a nutritionist that I'm working with. And I am really focusing on cooking more than eating out. So that is my main goal. Also drink more water, but to cook more than eating out. Because I don't know about y'all, but I will go food shopping and then stop at a fast food place along the way because who has the energy to cook after you're done at food shopping? I also don't enjoy planning meals. It's just way too much work. I have too many things to think about. I don't want to have to plan what I'm going to eat. I'm like, oh my God. So that is also where I fall down. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can just pick the fast food place I want to go to. That's much easier. But right now, I'm using a meal service. It's called Dinnerly, and they are affordable, and the meals are pretty daggone good. And I've been pleasantly surprised with what I've been able to create. And it takes like about 20, 30 minutes. It's regular ingredients that you would have. They send you all the stuff, but like if there's leftover, like, a seasoning or something, it's something you would use anyway if you were a person who cooked. So I've made that happen. And I've also decided that I'm going to grow my hair out. Now, every year for the past 3 years, it'll be a third year, I say, I'm going to grow my hair out. And I really want to, but because I used to have, let's see, in 2003, 2006, I grew my hair out and I grew out, I had locks and I had them for 7 years. I cut them off in 2013. And then because I'm lazy, I grew them out. I would get them done, but I wouldn't do any styles and everything that people do that look so cute and everything. I'm just like, oh, I don't have the energy for that. So then I was kind of just bored of wearing my hair up or in a ponytail, or sometimes I get it styled and I just wasn't into it. And I don't think I'm going to grow them out to locks again. I don't think so. But I do want to grow. After I cut my hair off, I let my hair grow out. So it grew, but because my hair is so curly, it didn't look like it was long. And again, I would just let my hair, sorry, let my hair do whatever it's gonna do, let it flop around and not put any styles or any effort into it really. And so the last thing I did before I cut my hair is I got crochet braids. And I bought 6 packs of hair because I didn't know. And the person put all 6 packs in my hair. My head was so heavy, but I'm like, it had been a long time since I had braids or anything. So I'm like, okay, but it was like so heavy. So I took them out. And what came out was like I learned that my hair is very thick. Lots and lots of hair came out with those braids. I mean, it was scary. But I still had a lot on my head. But the top part was thinning and you could just tell. So I was like, you know what? Let's cut it all off again. So I cut it all off again. And then I was wearing a short hairstyle for a couple of years. So where are we now? I'm thinking I've been wearing that for 5 years. And so I want to grow my hair out again. I saw some pictures of myself with my hair out. And I'm like, I miss that. I miss being able to put my hair in a ponytail. I miss combing my hair. And so I'm going to grow my hair out. And I am putting this on the journey to 50, as in I'm not going to cut my hair except, for trims and things that need to be done to maintain the hair. And I'm actually going to take care of my hair this time. I am going to grow it until I'm 50. And if I decide I want to cut it at 50, then I can cut it. But until then, I'm holding it. And in case you were curious, be like, okay, that's great, Shauna. How old are you? I am 46 as this recording. So I am going to take care of my body. I really want to I've done a lot of work working on the internal, right? Working on my responses and becoming a better person, a happier person, and all of the things. But I feel I neglected my external. And so now it's like, okay, let's take care of this body. I've got I'm always working on myself internally, but now I want to bring out the external as well. Let's get massages. I get facials. I go to Glow Bar once a month and get this face taken care of. I haven't been going regularly to get manicures, pedicures. I don't like the gel. I don't like any version of it. I've tried it. It was great. It makes my nails. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take care of my nails the way they are. But yes, I think I'm getting away from the point, but yet not. So 2025 is the year of self-care for me. Outside as continually doing inside as well. So I'm really, really excited about that. And this time I'm actually going to take care of my hair as well. I am going to sign up to Lovely's Hair Academy, which is run by a lovely woman by Haley Smith, who I had the pleasure of meeting during Dr. Stacey J. Johnson's South Africa Butterfly Retreat. Dr. Stacey J. Johnson is my love coach. Love you. And so Haley is a natural hairstylist in Virginia. She owns her own shop, has her own products. I live in Connecticut. If I lived in Virginia, I would totally go to her shop, but I don't. But she has a masterclass that she has on her site on learning your curl pattern and how to take care of your hair. So this time I'm going to do it right. I've already cut it off low, so it's all even all around. And I'm just really excited to see what happens next, how this goes. The part that I hate, no, I hate it the most is that in between stage where I like it when it's short and I can just brush it down and it's like, all together. But the one that starts curling up, you can't brush it down. You can't put it in a ponytail. It's just like there. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that? And that's the part that I really don't like. And that's the part usually when I actually cut it off. But this time I'm going to hold out. And so, yeah. And I'd love to know, like, what are you working towards? Are you, for this new year, are you working on a journey to 50 or to 40, 30, or just a journey to the next year? Or are you just satisfied with where you are and you just want to write it out because this is perfectly fine right now? And that's fine too. Because I know in the beginning of the year, people are like, what are you working on? What are your goals are? And I ask that question too. Sometimes it's okay to just be like, you know what? I'm not working on anything. I am just going to work with what I have. Because I do believe there is a point where you're like, okay, if I keep building, I keep going, I keep moving forward, when do I enjoy the time that I'm in right now? What about right now? How about right now is good and I can just coast on it? There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to have new goals, that you have to move forward, or you have to do anything, because you are the best person to know what is best for you. And you'll be there for a while, and maybe you'll stay there for a while and you'll be like, you know what? I kind of do want to do something different. I kind of do want to move forward or do something, um, change things up. I want to cut my hair. I want to travel. I want to do this, that, and the other. And you'll feel inspired to do it when you are ready, because this is your time. Every moment is your time. I hope you realize that. This is your time. This is your time. This is your time. And this is your time. It's all your time. And you get to decide what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and who you want to do it with or not. It's all up to you. And this podcast is really going to be, it's going to be entertainment, and it's also going to be motivational. So motivatainment and emotional. I don't know. I'm making things up. I'm trying to make a word together. You know how people say, like, how people say edutainment? I just I just want us all to have fun. And this is my way of doing it and not depriving you of my melodious voice. So before we close out, I also want to experiment on something. Have you ever wanted to get an outside opinion or thought? I might want to get someone else's wisdom on a situation. Well, you're in luck. I want to debut a section in the podcast called What's Your Situation? This is an opportunity to get a different perspective, and you will learn as you are listening to other people's challenges when they write in to share their situations that we all have the same ones. They're just dressed differently. So if that is up your alley, you can submit them anonymously as you can submit them anonymously. I have a form on my website. You can go to lightyourownpath.com/situation, or you can click in the link in the show notes. And I look forward to sharing some wisdom with you in the future. And I'm also thinking that as this podcast grows this year, that maybe if it's something that I have no idea about, and let me just tell you that I'm just giving my opinions, people. It is not to be taken as financial, medical, psychological, any of those things. Medical advice. It is just my opinion on a situation. But I'm thinking if it's something that's way beyond me, that maybe I will get experts to come and give their advice. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen here. This is the first time that I'm just focusing solely on the podcast. This might be my fourth podcast. I've had many different podcasts, but none of this caliber. And I just want to have fun, guys, and I want to take you along for the journey. One of the things that I'm working on this year is also embracing storytelling. For those of you who've been following me only on my spiritual journey, you may not know that I also have, on my other side, I do storytelling. Storytelling, which is getting on stage and telling the story with no notes based on a theme. So if you guys have heard of The Moth, it's like that. But I also want to tell stories, like, when you were a kid and you listen to stories, maybe a storyteller used to come into your class and they would tell you a story and they would act things out. And I I'm thinking maybe I want to dabble into that. I'm thinking maybe I want to put on a one-woman show. Like, I'm really diving into this, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to share stories that that I have written or performed. I will share them here so you guys can, if you guys can't come and see me in person at a storytelling show, then you'll be able to hear my melodious voice in the story for your entertainment. I'm also, as I said, I write stories, and I'll be reading some of those. Some of them, I'm actually going to dig into the archives of me writing stories, I think like in college. Some of them don't really make that much sense or connect well, but I'm going to share them anyway, because why not? And yeah, and sharing those inspirational, intuitive messages that you have come accustomed to enjoying. So that is what we're looking for too. I am really not, um, what's the word? I'm not locked into how this format of this show is right now. It could be in a totally different way by the end of the year. And I'm really excited to see how it goes. And when was the last time that you started something and you didn't know how it was going to turn out and you just did it anyway? So many times, I know for myself, I like think of something and I have it planned out for the rest of eternity. And this time, I'm not. This time, like, you know what? Let's see what happens. And I hope that you come and see what happens with me and we do this together. So that is all that I have for you this week. This wraps up our first episode of 2025 with me telling you what my goals are, self-care, and storytelling. Those are the two things that that I'm focused on this year. So I thank you so much for being here, and please subscribe to the podcast. This is your time. And please leave a comment or a review. Say hi. On Spotify, you can leave a review, but you can also leave a voice message if you so desire. I'd love to hear from you. And please, please, please use a favorable review. Leave a favorable review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you can, and whatever podcast app you're listening to. So until next time, find the things that make you happy, whole, and joyful, and do more of that.